Not every business can afford an IT genius to save them from viruses or malware. That's why Business Premier from Vodafone includes SecureNet. It helps protect your mobile while you use the internet, apps, email or download files. There's nothing to install. It's built into our network, which means your work is secure and at your fingertips. Search Business Premier to find out more. Vodafone. The future is exciting. Ready? Device must be connected to the Vodafone mobile network. For full details, visit vodafone.co.uk/terms/securenet.
What's the TV on me? And it's going to stop.
Radio with Ask Sue. She gets on the phone as a little natter. Her name is the Ask Sue Show. To your campaign on Lennox enough time. You done your readings on a Wednesday show. Sometimes I did them with the others, it was kind of but the Ask Sue Show. We all love Ask Sue Show. We love the Ask. We love the Ask Sue Show.
Oh dear. I'm trying to calm myself down just a minute. Oh, life. I'm just firstly want to tell Max off very much in the chat room because he's giving total fits of giggles for the start of the show with his name in the chat room as ASU2HQ Max. Oh my life. Oh, just to send a bit of love and laughter into the chat room. Oh, my good grief. I've got tears running down my face before we've even started the show. So, right. Suddenly calm myself down and get into being very professional and a fantastic show that we are having tonight after I get myself together. And literally, I am always so proud to have this absolutely wonderful and buzzing lady. You know when you just find the best and you'd never want to let go? This is the one and only Lisa Barretta. Lisa, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me back. Hi, Sean. Hi,
Oh.
Max. Hi, everybody out there.
We've got you as a nickname as Boomerang because you will always be coming back.
Oh, thank you so much.
How are you doing? It's so nice to hear from you. It's lovely. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to December 21st, 2012. I know there's a big hype going on here, especially in the States, where kids are actually writing letters into NASA saying they're afraid of that day, and I don't know why. It's going to be another day, and we have another significant day coming up, which I feel is probably more important than December 21st, 2012. I'm looking at 12/12/12. What a powerful day there we have.
Do you know what? It's funny you should say that because me and Max were talking about that earlier, and I was saying about this 12/12/12 and everything, and then everybody was saying about the 21st. Then other people have said, no, it's not the 21st, it's this date. So what dates are actually the special days? And if you would like to tell people why, why, what you're all about and why you think that's a special day.
Okay. Well, for those who aren't too familiar with me, just a brief background, I've been an avid astrologer since way back for over 35 years. And, I look at the numerology of the day, and I look at where the planets are. And over the centuries, our calendars have become so corrupt. Different popes have changed them, and somebody didn't like something here, so we've had the Gregorian calendar, the Julian calendar. So when we say December 21st, 2012, and even in the Bible it says nobody knows the exact day that the end of the world will happen. So we're not really looking at the end of the world. We're looking at the end date for the Mayan calendar, which is a Baktum cycle. they measure in cycles. So when one cycle ends, it gives birth to a new cycle. So we're actually entering a new cycle of spirituality, of enlightenment, of higher knowing. Now, it's a lot of people I know were looking at 11-11-11 as a power day last year, and this year 12-12-12 is a powerful day for a lot of us because there's always been 12 has been a significant number in the history of humanity. We have the 12 nights of the round table. We have the 12 months of the year, the 12 signs of the zodiac, although I think there's 13. We have the 12 numbers on a clock. So 12, the 12 apostles. There were a lot of 12s. The 12 is in the Bible, and the 12 is significant in all different cultures. And if you look at the number 12 itself, and if we want to play with it, we have 1 plus 2 equals 3. Some say that's the number of the Trinity, or else it could be the full integration of our body, our mind, and our spirit. So I feel that this 12-12-12, everybody's so aware of this day coming up. Collectively, we're all connecting in, and I feel that if we all put out that right energy, we become very much aware that we are really an integrated body, mind, and spirit, capable of everything. We're going to be more in tune with our spirituality as this day approaches. And that's, for me, that's a day of enlightenment. And that's the precursor to the end of this one cycle of the Mayan calendar that leads on to the next cycle of enlightenment and our true evolution into what we're supposed to be, which is a higher being.
I must admit, I don't know about everybody else, but I know there's a lot in the chat room that are going to agree with me. Before I started talking to you, I didn't go with this, and obviously Max has pointed me in the direction of a lot of these things, but it just amazes me, all of these different things, and even Bill, right, who's not very spiritual, he is spiritual, but hasn't been into it as long as all of us, and he actually said to me, and also, let's think about it, he said, because at the end of the day, it is going to be the last time that we have it where it is all three numbers.
Oh,
because
wow, yeah, how about that?
Do you know what I mean? So 12, 12, 12 is really the last time that we're going to have all the numbers the same.
Exactly. That's interesting. That's the first time that's been brought to my attention, but that's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I also feel, too, that, this 12, what it signifies to me is, when we look at a clock and we see the 12 numbers on the clock, it's the 12 going around the 1. So as an astrologer, from what I've been studying and just looking into the different esoteric meaning of numbers and all, this could also be a shift to our relationship with time. And I'm sure a lot of people listening and even those in the chat room can agree, time really does seem to be flying by. It seems like I just did your show a week ago, and actually it was, a few months ago. Time is coming by so quickly because time is a dimension, and whether we want to believe it or not, we are shifting dimensionally, and that's how come our relationship with time is also shifting. Some of us, it has been very subtle, and then for some who are, really a little bit more advanced, we already, you feel that. You know that time is not what we think it is. We don't measure it anymore in hours and seconds and minutes because it's a state of mind, it's a dimension.
Yeah. And of course, we're coming up to Christmas as well, and I'm thinking to myself, it doesn't seem 5 minutes since we were just talking about last Christmas.
Oh, last Christmas I was painting my family room, and I just said that the other night to my daughter. I said, I can't believe it. I said, it seems like I just did this 2 weeks ago. I don't believe it has been a whole year has come and gone so quickly. And once again, it's our relationship with time. We're speeding up is what it is. Our planet is moving faster. We're in fast time. We're speeding up, and we're evolving. And spirit doesn't know time the way the physical body knows time. So the fact that we're getting more attuned to our spiritual side, that's why we're experiencing time differently.
Exactly. I'm just amazed. I mean, for me at the moment, loads of things are going on. Everything seems to be changing, and people do. I'm not going to be saying waking up, because at the moment I still feel a lot of people very much asleep. how are we going to get these people to actually stir, or at least the ones we want to stir, let's say?
Yeah, well, they start, you have to live in that constant state of awareness and not walk through life unconsciously. When you're aware, you start to notice the little subtle things, the synchronicities. The funny thing is, about a week before this big full moon eclipse that we just had last week, I noticed with my own clients, there were about, I'd say a good half a dozen of them that had some type of a problem with swelling. Either their feet swelled, their hands were swelling, they were telling me their sinuses were swollen, and so I'm thinking, okay, let me meditate on this and see what I get. And then, of course, I look at things astrologically, and I meditate on things to see what I can psychically pull out. What it is, that swelling had to do is a lot of people are releasing a lot of emotions right now. And emotions relate to water, and when our bodies hold on to the fluid in the water, it's because we're holding on to emotions that we need to release right now, because this is a time to cleanse ourselves, let go of things that we've been holding on to that have been holding us back, and get in with this new rhythm and start to pay attention. So look for signs physically that you have, emotionally, and even the animals will tell you that things are changing. My cats have been more vocal. I've lived in the same house now for, 23 years, and this is the first time in 23 years that I've noticed a lot of little stray cats coming around. Maybe every so often you'd see one, but there are a lot coming around now, but they seem like they're trying to tell people something, to pay attention, to just live in that state of awareness, because I do look at the animals.
Don't even start me on the rant like that tonight. I thought we was having night from animals, but do you know, I've got to very quickly mention my animals because everybody knows how passionate I am about my animals. Now, we've actually, the Asu show has obviously took a turn because we've literally been saying about the animals, and it's literally, we're trying to wake people up to realise this cruelty. And I'll be honest, half of this stuff I didn't even know myself, but now I'm trying to say to everybody else, look what's actually going on. And I must admit, you're absolutely right about emotions, because I can honestly say in the last month, I think I broke down in tears about 6 or 8 times. Yeah. And it's not like me. I'm emotional, as in I'm a deep thinker, and I do get things do get to me. But for me to actually break down in tears and be so passionate about things that I can't even. If I said to you how much my heart was in stuff at the moment, I would just break in tears telling you.
Yeah, that's that release of that emotion, and sometimes we're not even aware, why are we crying or why are we feeling this way? And it's because these emotions, they actually work as energy blocks sometimes if they're not adjusted correctly. If you're holding on to some hurts or feelings that maybe are not really positive, a little bit more negative. And what happens? They form energy blocks within your body. So then your chi, your life force, can't flow the way it should, and you get stuck, and sometimes you just get so far in your career, or you just get so far financially, or so far in relationships, and you can't go any further. So this really is a time, we're coming to the end of this one cycle, the Mayan cycle, or even whatever we want to consider it, just a shift, a paradigm shift. This is the time, okay, let's just get rid of what we don't need, a full house cleaning emotionally, and start off brand new. And that's how come I'm really looking forward to, this new cycle beginning, because I think we all have the opportunity to let go of this baggage that we don't need. And it's good to cry because, when you cry, it's a release. Like laughing and crying are the same release. So when you cry, you just get it out.
Yeah. And you saying about clearing the house out and stuff, I've been doing the girls' bedroom today. So, and honestly, I do feel like it's literally time for chuck out. I'd quite happily open the front door and chuck the lot out and start again.
Oh yeah. It's I feel bad for a lot of people who see this as the end of the world, because they're really just putting out a lot of negative thoughts, and they don't need to do that. I know some people are concerned because there have been some horrible typhoons in the Philippines and the loss of life. I think there was just a 5-point-something earthquake, maybe eastern Iran, Iraq, in that area. But, we always have earthquakes. We always have typhoons. We're always going to have weird weather. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It just means it's just a natural cycling of this planet. The planet's gone through different shifts and changes. But the planet, like us, is actually in a moving into a dimensional shift. And that's how come we're feeling it, too, because we're on the ride. It's like we're in that vehicle, which is our planet, that's taken us into a different area of the galaxy where we're starting to feel this. Also, another interesting thing, too, I've had a few clients tell me they saw what they thought were little blips that go by in the sky, and they're asking me, are there UFOs? Are they shooting stars? Are there other planets? And it's like we're in a different neighborhood now in this galaxy. We've just made a turn. And possibly you could be seeing other stars you weren't aware of, other planets, and maybe you are seeing a UFO. But be open to everything because, you know, when you limit your thinking, you limit yourself, and then you can't go any further.
Exactly. So what can you suggest to people that are feeling like they want to move forward and they want to literally move with the shift and feeling like they're almost a little bit asleep with it all? What can you suggest to them that can help them on their way?
The easiest thing to do, and it's easy for me to say, but as you're going through it, you figure, that's not going to happen. Say, for example, you're in a job and you get a notice that, you know, they're going to be laying people off and you're not going to have work. You know, the first thing you want to do is panic and be mad at everybody and think what you're going to do. Don't get caught in that fear. Just look at it as that you're being pulled out of a situation that was going to keep you limited, and now you're being set free to discover and look at like maybe some other potential you have. Here's the time to develop a talent. And as soon as you adjust your attitude, this does work. It's the way you manifest, and we have to get used to manifesting because you start relying on the government to help you or you rely on other companies to help you, they let you down. You have total control over what you do for yourself. What you do is you pull in your true manifestation abilities and you start to create the life you want, and that's how you empower yourself. I mean, take it from me. I've been in a position where I was kicked down to nothing. And, you know, and I had those days where I sat there and I figured, what next? You know, I don't ever think I'll be able to dig myself out of this hole I'm in. But as soon as I let go of that, and it's like, okay, you know, let's see what I'm really about. I could do this, I could do that. And you start doing it. You hit a few little disappointments here and there, but you keep going. And next thing you know, you start to create a life that you dreamed of. So it's all about your attitude. You have that positive attitude. Same thing goes with health. You don't have to be sick. There is a thought behind every illness. You know, there is an emotion attached to anything that causes a disruption physically. You know, so we have more control than we think. And in my book, The Book of Transformation, that's a little handbook that tells you, like, how to do this, how to take care of your health, how to take care of your money, your relationships, you know, by relying solely on yourself because you're your own powerhouse. And then together you get enough people who are self-reliant. Together we become a very powerful humanity, a civilization that is great and wonderful because everybody's contributing the best of themselves.
Oh, do you know what? You should have been on my show quite a few weeks ago when I've been doing all these rants about uniting and letting humanity be able to actually rise up and let everybody see they were actually awake. And that's actually, see, with me, I'm like all for saying to people, you know, we need to stand up to our governments and we need to open up and we need to make people realize that we're not just asleep and taking it all, we're actually all awake and literally seeing what's going on.
You're right, because it's a lot of that, you know, we rely on the wrong systems to help us. We really do. And, you know, some of them are just put in place to control us and not really have our best interest at hand. You know, we really do need to stand up for ourselves and be responsible and create what we want and not have it dictated to us.
Yes, definitely.
This is the age of empowerment. That's how we have to look at this. This December 21st, 2012, the winter solstice, we have to look at this. We finally reached this point now where we can empower ourselves. And we have to always remember, too, like I said, with the number 12, 1 plus 2 equals 3. So that's the Trinity. That's what we are. We are physical body, we are mental mind, and we are spiritual. And our spiritual capabilities have been pushed under the rug, and we've been told by organized religions that it's bad and it's evil to be psychic or use your extrasensory senses or be clairvoyant or be clairaudient. Why? That's a part of who we are. And now with this shift where our relationship with time is changing and we're in a faster zone of the galaxy, these, whether we like it or not, our spiritual applications are going to be activated. And we have to get used to being like, hey, wow, I'm not hearing little voices. That is really a message I'm tuning into and a frequency that I'm picking up. That's what it's exciting, because it's a whole new way for us to start to behave and adjust to. And, it gets us out of that boring rut we've been in for centuries, where we've been the slaves.
Yeah.
We work and we hand our money over to the man. And if we're not paying taxes and paying bills, we have to get out of that material. Our relationship with the material world has to be readjusted and reevaluated.
Exactly. I've got a caller on hold who always rings in my show every single time. He's like a relation on Facebook, so he's had to call in the show, bless him. Hi, Howard. How are you doing?
Hi, Sue. How are you? Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Well, I got a little 15-year-old dog. Her name's Rosie, and she knows that I love going on the Sue Show every Tuesday, and she knows how people enjoy it. And Sue has not had the support that she deserves and she needs. And Rosie said to me that the show's got to keep going, Daddy, because Sue is making such a big difference. So I'm asking everybody again, if you love this show, Sue is giving up family time. She's working 18 hours a day. She's got children. She's got Bill. Something like she said, she could go out and go to a store and work, and boom, boom. It will be a tremendous loss if this show has to go away, because people cannot get off their asses and give some support. Please, I am begging all of you, everyone that has supported my events, everyone that loves Patrick, in memory of Lennox, Wicca, all of them, please, guys, please, I'm imploring you, please let's do it so we can keep the show going. I'm really emotional about this today, and from the bottom of my heart, please, everyone, let's show a little effort and thank Sue for all she has done for giving up her family time and everything along with it.
Do you know what I think, Sue? The Ellen DeGeneres show is very popular here, and she's a big animal lover. I think everybody ought to send Ellen an email and tell her about you so she can put you on her show, because you're funny, you're entertaining, you have a lot to say, you're interesting, and you really stick up for the animals who can't really speak for themselves.
Lisa, you're very perceptive, because I didn't want to tell Sue. I did write Oprah, Ellen, and George Clooney about a week ago, asking them.
I think Ellen should have her on. I was feeling, actually, it's crazy. Even before we started the show today, this is the truth, Sue. I'm thinking like, why am I thinking about Ellen DeGeneres? Crazy? We must have linked in here.
Oh, my gosh.
Everyone
so
should
funny.
write to her and let her know, because really I see your post all the time about the animals, and it's they always get to me, and I totally can feel what the message you're getting out there.
It really
to get out there.
Well, we're trying. It really comes from the bottom of my heart. I consider Sue like my youngest sister. We've all become family, and of course I can't go a show without mentioning Patrick, but he is truly, Lisa, I can't explain it to my friends, my non-Facebook friends and my family, the kind of bond that has been formed. And I can't explain it to people. I don't expect them to understand. But all I know in my heart is that Sue has done so much good, and she deserves the respect back. She's given up so much, as I said, and I really don't think we're asking people to do that much. I understand it's holiday time. Well, something, guys? That's the most important time of the year to give. Sue's not asking for much. Just share her page, the Global Animal Advocate page. You're going to have everything under one umbrella. It's just an amazing, amazing thing. And just to think you could say you were in on the beginning of this whole venture, because it is going to be a huge venture.
I'm going to send Ellen an email, and I think everybody else should too.
No, that's great.
Sorry, I'm not in America. I'm in the UK. So who is this lady for people that are listening?
She has a big talk show, Sue. She started out, she was pretty, she's just an average lady. She started out, she had like a talk show like Oprah, and she
was on a sitcom for a while.
Yeah, she's won many Emmys. She's very down to earth. She is an animal lover. Lisa, I'm also gonna contact Betty White. I'm in Los Angeles, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay. And long story short, when TSBS needed money, to help Patrick in the beginning. I had done the same thing, and I didn't get much of a response. So I'm gonna, I think if we all do what you said, and I know I'm on her Facebook page actually, Betty White. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that when I get home tonight. So I'm gonna go, but I just want to thank Sue from the bottom of my heart for everything she's done. She's one of the most kind-hearted people I've ever met, and that truly comes from my heart. And I love her. And if people love her the way they say they do, then please let's get off your asses and let's support Sue.
That's right. Agreed.
Oh, Howard, thank you so much.
Well, it comes from the bottom of my heart, my friend. And how's your back today, by the way? I know you haven't been feeling well.
Well, obviously we're going a little bit off track, but I've been today, got there very early this morning. They are sending me in for an X-ray. I've got to go into physio. I mean, it's only took since about 2 or 3 months since I fell down the stairs, so it's only took them about 3 months to get me for an X-ray, so, good old NHS.
Okay.
And then I've got physio that they want me to go to, possibly hydrotherapy, and they told me I've got to rest. Dear. Something like that.
Well, Sue, your calendar and your calendar and your picture of Patrick will be in the mail tomorrow. And Lisa, if you want to friend me on Facebook, Sue will give you the information.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I will.
All right,
definitely.
Ladies, have a wonderful day. And Sue, I love you from the bottom of my heart, my friend.
Thanks, Howard. Howard, do me a favor. Put them links of those people onto the Ask Sue show.
Okay, I'm at work right now with the iPhone, so when I get home, I will do it for you, honey.
Okay, then, darling. Thanks ever so much. Catch
Okay,
you later.
bye-bye, ladies. Take care.
Bye.
You do have a great message, Sue. You should be out there.
Oh, do you know what? I have got to the stage that it's like, I'm being honest, right, okay? I've always been honest from the start. I'm just an honest person who just loves animals, loves life, loves to help people, and that's where Ask Sue came from, was literally because I had loads of people who used to ring me up and say, does anybody know, do you know an electrician, Sue? Do you know a builder? Do you know whatever? And it got to a stage I thought, sod it, I'm going to do a website. And it started off with doing AskSue.co.uk. Then it started off where it got onto bigger things. Then obviously I joined up with Max and we did the Ask Sue show. With my first interview being with Colin Fry, who's one of the most well-known in the UK mediums, and it just went from there. And now I feel like I want to scream at people, and I think I'm on your wavelength totally, Lisa, that I feel like I'm totally awake, and for the first time in my life I'm actually seeing the whole thing. I never wanted to even listen to the news before now, because I just thought to myself, I was just like everybody else, why do I want to watch the news? It's just depressing.
Yes, you're right.
Now I'm listening to the local radio, and I get back home, and I just want to ring in and rant to them.
Well, you know what? You're a Gemini, correct?
Just do something,
You're Gemini. Is that correct? Gemini, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, you've had quite an interesting 2 years, because Geminis and Sagittarians have been in the Saros cycle, the eclipse cycle, where the solar and the lunar eclipses, and whenever there's an eclipse in your sign, if it's close to a personal planet you have, that causes a shift somehow. So here we have it on your sun, which is your vitality, your giver of life, your image. So these eclipses back and forth, and the Gemini Sagittarius axis, it's like your outward self, and then your inner self, your public persona, your private persona. So you've been dealing with this and developing it, and over the course of the past 2.5 years, I think you're ready to even launch bigger. Really, Geminis are coming out of a time of transition and making changes and sacrifices. And if you did your work, it pays off well.
Oh, I've done so much work at the moment, and I'm going to blow my own trumpet for a minute. I'm doing about 18 hours a day sometimes on Facebook and on the emails, and just doing so much. But today, and this is God's honest truth, I've hardly been on Facebook today. And I said to Max and I said to Kathy, I said, right, hold fire on Facebook today. I want to do a bit of a test. And it's right. I did a bit of a test, and the same people shared the same things for me, and the other ones just didn't bother at all.
So,
but, people just want everything but don't want to give anything.
Right. I mean, you have a great show. You have a really good show.
I loved it. I just love doing the show. I would never have met you if I hadn't have done the show. I've met some amazing, amazing people. Do you know what I mean? I've made some fantastic friends. And it's just not enough anymore, Lisa. I want to really go for it. I want to get the world out there. I want to show people that we can actually be making a difference. But sitting behind our laptops, just sharing the odd picture, it's going to get us nowhere. But it gets to the stage where people just get bored of you saying it.
Yeah, but you know what? I have a feeling this. So you are going to get out there. I do, and I think this is your year. But we have the planet Uranus, which has been retrograde, I believe, for about 5 months, and that may have slowed things down. And now that that's going direct, it's going direct in the sign of Aries, which is ruled by Mars, and it makes a nice aspect to your Gemini Sun. So it starts to give things a push, but it gives things a push from behind. So the people that are behind you, groups, organizations, I feel some group or an organization is going to be pretty instrumental in doing something for you that you never thought before, because there really will be success that you'll benefit from. Not to share a private reading with everyone listening, but I can't help myself. That's what I'm feeling. Your personal power, the things that are going to manifest for you right now, and take full advantage of this 12-12-12 and December 21st, 2012, full advantage of your own manifestation capabilities and your own creative juices, because everything's going to ignite right now. You see how fast the year flew by? Wait do you see how fast your thoughts materialize now? And that's another thing. We all have to live consciously and be consciously aware of what we think. And we can't go around saying things like, can't stand my neighbor because, and I wish a tree would fall on their house, because guess what? That's going to come about because we have this manifestation ability now that's been totally upgraded because we've just shifted into a different dimension. We kind of just slipped right through the fourth dimension, which some people call time, some people call hell, and I guess, time can be hell because it's the one thing that you have that you can never recapture. So we thought when we were in three-dimensional consciousness. But as we kind of slide into the fifth dimension of our higher being, where our thoughts are very creative and we bring about what we truly desire, if we all focus on bringing about nice things, good things for us, and if we're happy, everybody's happy, and sharing with other people, that's what it's about. It's not being about jealousy or envious of what other people have. It's like, we can have it too. And then when you have it, you learn to share it and turn somebody else on to something. You find a lot of this now. It's a shame. That's the human nature, that competitiveness, that if someone's doing well, you start to envy them or resent them or wish it would, why them, not me.
Yeah.
Instead, we have to make that adjustment and if somebody's doing well, let's back them up because maybe they'll give us a leg up too.
Yeah. Well, see, this is the thing, and I can totally take all of that because everybody knows that I've had quite a few people backstabbing me something chronic. And it is hard. I mean, I have tried to switch off from it, and I always say to people, if somebody's stabbing you in the back, that's because you're walking in front of them. If they're trying to knock you down, that's because you're higher than them. Right. But the trouble is, I say all of that, but it is hurtful when you hear things that have been said about you, things that have been done that and it was from people that I've actually tried to help. Do you know what I mean? That I've classed as friends and all sorts. Do you know what I mean? And it is hard to literally brush yourself down and push yourself forward again. Do you know what I mean? You do have to, but it does feel so hard sometimes. And I think all of us that are awake, do you feel that, we are feeling tired, some of us, and literally because of the fact that we're waking up and because of the fact that it's a big effort to get it out there sometimes?
Yes, and the thing is, we have to always remember not everyone evolves at the same time. So once we get to that level where we're not about that backstabbing or getting even with someone anymore, and we see someone behaving like that, we have to remember they're just not there yet, and try not to get pulled into that energy that they're putting out, and just keep moving forward. And you're right about being tired. I usually have so much energy that I can't even fall asleep at night because I just go. But I know as we're doing this shift right now, because our relationship with time is being so adjusted, some days I feel like the life has been zapped out of me. And maybe because it's the work that we do when you do astrological or psychic or intuitive counseling, it's draining. When you're giving your energy to someone who really needs it and you're letting them siphon off of you, it can be very draining. And negative situations are draining. And So instead of having these negative situations going on where there is abuse of children or animals or elderly, let's do something about it. I mean, you posted one thing the other week that really, it really got to me, and baby calf being dragged away from its mother.
Yeah.
You know, or there was somebody posted a picture, you know, about the animal rights, and it's sad.
Well, do you know what? This is what I said to somebody the other day. You know, because people say to me, you shouldn't watch all the videos, Sue, because at the end of the day, it's going to drain you and everything. But I say to people, I can't expect everybody else to share them if I'm not prepared to watch them myself.
Yeah.
And the one that got me the most, Lisa, which it did drain me, and I did cry over it, was the fact that this poor dog had been stripped alive of its fur.
Yeah.
His body was chucked in a skip. And he was still alive, Lisa, and the eyes were still blinking.
Isn't that awful? I mean, like, see, you know, people have to, as sad as that is, we have to watch it to be aware. And when we're aware, like, we don't want this cruelty anymore. We don't want this vibration. We don't want this vibration.
It's like, it's like, and Max will know where I'm coming from here. It's like, me and Max speak a lot on Skype. And we literally, it's almost like, we get furious. We get to the point of like, why can nobody see it? Why can nobody see what we're seeing? Are we seeing through a different pair of glasses? Has everybody got their eyes shut?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And do you find this yourself, Lisa, where you're literally saying stuff and you feel like they're not even listening or they're not even seeing?
Yeah, yes, I do. And it's like, wow, are you so caught up in like the frivolous things you don't see what's going on right? You know, it's a shame. Some people are just so caught up in like the material, and they don't want to pay attention to what's really going on. The vibration of the planet. It's you know, it's not about being self-absorbed. I mean, you have to be aware of it. You know, anybody that's hurting nature, animal, children. This is our planet. We're all here collectively. Animals have a consciousness also. It's not as developed as ours. It's a different type of consciousness. You know, they're very intuitive. They've been warning people for years when there's danger approaching. How many people do you know have a guard dog, you know? It can sense danger instead of the idiot people sitting inside the house. Don't know there's a robber, but the dog can tell, you know?
Yep.
So we need to respect everybody that helps us survive on the planet. And that's what this awareness is about, and that's about this shift. Like, let's get with the program.
Yeah, it's like with the hurricane and everything, you know, that we had in the U.S. that Howard and myself and all of us were sharing and trying to help each other, and that was just fantastic. And I just love that. When people get together like that, that's when, you know, spiritualism just brings a whole new thing. It's just fantastic that everybody from all walks of life comes together.
Yeah.
And I remember reading a post the one day, and somebody said, "Oh, with this hurricane, I can't believe it's happening," and whatever. And I couldn't help myself. And I literally posted on there, that's just Mother Nature very angry with all of us.
Yeah.
Yet we're all going absolutely mad because it's ruined our homes and it's ruined, you know, people's lives. You know, it's took people's lives. But then let's just look at how Mother Nature sees the earth and look what we've done to her, all of her earth.
Exactly. You know, it's that's a warning for us. A warning.
Yeah.
And, you know, whenever there's anything to do with water, that's always emotion. It's like we're emotionally hurting this planet. Fire is always when there needs to be a cleansing, you know. So we have to look at the signs, you know. Whenever anything happens, like an earthquake, that's to shake us up and wake us up, you know. So we really need to pay attention, and that's what it means to live in a state of awareness, and don't be so consumed with like texting and iPhones and a million different stations on the television. We really need to really, you know, kind of get in touch with what's going on and not be so distracted by all of this other nonsense.
Yeah. Now, I've just had Max ask me to ask you, can we ask Lisa how this shift will affect governments? Lisa, the only answer I'll have is that it'll give them a big foot up their backside and they'll actually start to listen to the general public.
They better. They better. I think everyone is so tired of, like, you know, we're being taxed to death for what? You know? For what? What you know, they don't really hear us, what we need and what we want. And, you know, we I think, was it in the Bible or someplace, somebody made a prophecy that, we have to be careful because we can be deceived by the very elect. We need our governments to be for the people and to represent us, not just represent their own agenda. We really need the governments to represent us. And I think there is going to be a shift, too. Everybody is tired of feeling that we're, still trapped or enslaved or we still feel like we don't have that power that we should have in our own life. I think everybody needs to feel more empowered and less threatened. It's that fear factor. And remember, nobody takes care of you but yourself. You have to know how to rely on yourself before you rely on anybody, no matter if it's your relationship with your government or a relationship with a partner or other people. You don't find your other half. You find two whole people to make a good, strong union. And, that's what we all have to stop blaming. We have to be responsible for ourselves. And if we see an injustice, we have to do something about it, not be afraid to point it out. And when you share those videos, there are people that don't want to look at it because it reminds them that maybe they could be doing something to help. Yeah, I can understand that. Now, I've just got to say to you, 5 minutes before the show, I suddenly felt really sick, right? And my stomach is just cramped. I can't explain it, right? Okay. And it's not. And it was so funny because Max said there's no need to have nerves, but I don't know if it's just. Can it be just literally build-up of everything, or what do you pick up around me before I'm going to have to go to the phone lines, because the phone lines are starting to get a few in now. Yeah, okay. So you said you just felt like a nauseous feeling, or you just didn't feel yourself, right? Almost like you were coming down with something? I don't know. I just feel sick, like I've got stomach cramp, but feel a bit sick with it. Just like an energy. I don't know. An energy block, too. It's an energy block because you want to get so much out. There's certain situations you can't stomach, things that just don't sit right with you, and you don't know where to begin. And did something happen over the past 4 days or something? Did someone say something or aggravate you somehow? There's something been happening over the last 4 weeks, and it's the fact that I keep ranting about the same thing. Oh, okay, because it's like a buildup of something, like an energy buildup of something where you just feel so full and you just want to get it out there, and you are looking for some type of support, too. People just support your cause or help you to get the work done that you need to get done. That you'll shift out of that, though. If you don't feel... I do feel that you're going to shift out of that, and I don't think it'll take that long. What's today, Wednesday? Yeah. You'll probably feel much better tomorrow, but to tell you the truth, I feel that your next day where you're really going to feel very energized, very powerful, will be Sunday. So please don't think Thursday, Friday, and Saturday aren't going to be any good, but Sunday is going to be your first day of really feeling powerful and feeling like your good old self again. Right, okay. Okay, because I must admit, it's probably because, as well, I've sort of had a day off today, and that must be like my first, and I say day off, I mean, I've been tied in the girls' bedroom on my clear-out, but I just feel like, and I want to also ask, I'll come to you as well, but I feel like it's like, how can I put this? It's almost like... literally total new beginnings, isn't it? You know when they say that people are pregnant and they do a nesting. Yes. Uh-huh. Don't you feel like a lot of people are doing that at the moment? They're wanting to clear out, they're chucking out, they're restarting. Yes, absolutely. Because I looked in my garage 2 days ago, and I looked around in there, and there's stuff that there's no need to hold on to this. It's not worth anything to me. Maybe have a garage sale or bring it off to a flea market. Get it out of here because it's clutter. I want to declutter my life. It's about giving ourselves space. So, we reflect what we feel inside. So when we feel like we're clearing things out inside, then we want our surroundings to also reflect how we feel. You just need to look at a person and you can tell what's going on in their life. If they're humped over, it means they feel like they're carrying a lot of burdens around, and you want to ask them what's wrong, what's on your mind, or, you can. So we have to be aware where even when you look at people, start to read their energy before you even listen to what they have to say. You can read their energy, and it's a different way of relating to people where, we can see what's wrong with them energetically, and we can help more that way. But yeah, I've been feeling the need to get back to what you're saying, to clear out and declutter and just make more space for myself too. I don't want all this material stuff to weigh me down anymore.
Yeah. So I'm going to turn the tables back on you for a minute now. What do you see in the future for yourself, and what have you got coming up?
Okay, well, I do. Before the year is up, I have a few more radio shows coming up, which it's always good because it gives me the opportunity to let people know that we are going through this paradigm shift, and to, of course, I want to promote the book, too, the Book of Transformation, because it's a quick read, and it tells you everything you need to know from your physical symptoms, emotional symptoms, and what you can do to help yourself, and also some secrets about who we are and where we came from that have not really been put too forward out there. But also, on my bucket list for 2013, I really would like to reprioritize my life, and, what's really important to me, make that time special, and then all the other things that I've been waiting and giving too much priority to, put that in a place where it needs to be. I think I want to really be good to myself this year, and I think we should all do that. When you're good to yourself, then you can be good for everybody. Don't you find that we manage to make time for other people, and sometimes when it comes to us, by the end of the day, we're just too tired to make time for ourselves, and be happy. That's my big goal for 2013 is to be happy.
Yes, definitely so, definitely. Now, Lisa, I need to ask you, what is your website address to tell everybody?
Just go to www.lisabarretta.com. That's Lisa as in Apple, Barretta, B as in Apple, RR, E as in Edward, TT, A as in Apple, Barretta, lisabarretta.com. And there's a Facebook page for the Book of Transformation, and also a Facebook page for my first book, The Street Smart Psychic's Guide to Getting a Good Reading. So I welcome everybody, invite them to join the pages.
Excellent. Well, we've got the website up on the chat, and I know Max is very busy at the minute, but on all the links to your books and everything as well.
You.
So how are the books going?
I guess so far so good. Nobody's written me any horrible letters yet, so I would really hope that the people who need this information find the book. And I feel that whenever I'm looking for information, I'm drawn to certain books or certain websites, and I find what I need. So hopefully, people that are looking for this information about what is this 2012, it's not about destruction, but how do we shift from living solely in a material world into living in a world that's like spiritual and material and mental and everything else? Like, what can we expect? And I tell people how to really start to honor your psychic abilities. We're all psychic. We all have this ability. We can all, have our physical senses. We can touch, taste, and we have the psychic senses also, but they're just more developed in some people who have been open to it their whole life, and the rest of us, some people need to develop them as they go along, but it's about being open and not judging. We can't be judgmental anymore. We can be very discerning, but not judgmental. It's not good to judge, because when you judge people, you start to label them, and then when you label them, that's when you start separateness. And it's not about separateness. It's about we're all together.
Exactly. Now, also, I want to congratulate you, and it's funny because my little chat room is doing my little reminders, and I was just about to say to you, I want to congratulate you on your book award. Would you like to tell everybody about all about that?
Oh, thank you. Yes, the book was given an award for USA Book Award. It was a finalist award for a book to read for 2012, and I'm also excited because I have an article in Watkins Body, Mind, and Spirit, the latest issue that came out, and if anybody could grab a copy of that, that's a great publication. The Watkins Body, Mind, and Spirit. I believe in the States it's sold here at Whole Foods, and whereas in the UK it's sold at Watkins, or can you buy it in any bookstore?
Excellent. It was just so good. I mean, as soon as I obviously wanted to get you back on the show, and we were talking about the book awards and everything, I always admire you. You just do so much, and every time you come on the show, we always have good feedback afterwards.
Oh, thank
you. And everybody is I know, dying for you to for us to take some phone calls.
Good.
So are you okay to take a few phone calls?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Right, let me just make sure I've got everything set up. So do you just want to mention your website again, Lisa, as well?
Okay, the website is www.lisabarretta.com, LisaBarretta, and the book is The Book of Transformation, Open Yourself to Psychic Evolution, The Rebirth of the World, and the Empowering Shift Pioneered by the Indigos. And my first book is The Street Smart Psychic's Guide to Getting a Good Reading.
Excellent. Now, what do you need from the people who are calling in? Do you usually go for dates of birth or just the star signs, or?
They could ask me a question, or if they want to give me their date of birth, whatever suits them.
Yeah, so throw it at you, really, then. Within reason. Right, we'll go to area code 530. Hi, how are you doing? Welcome to the show.
Oh, hi, this is Michael. Thanks for taking my call.
Hi, Michael. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well, and I'm feeling stuck, so I appreciate your assistance today.
Okay.
Excellent.
When's your birthday?
January 3rd, 1969.
Okay, Capricorn, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you're feeling a little stuck. Is it career that you're feeling it?
Yes.
Because a lot of Caps have been feeling that, Pluto has gone into the sign of Capricorn, where it's going to be for a long stay. And what it is, it's a little bit frustrating with career. You want to do something more. You're just looking at things differently right now. Capricorns actually are, you can start to feel more. Saturn going into the sign of Scorpio, believe it or not, is going to help you and not hurt you. The past 2 years when it was in Libra, it was squaring your sun. So you might have felt like you were, being backed into a corner or forced to have to do what you want to do. But I don't know why I'm picking up for you, two careers, or either you have two jobs or you're thinking of starting something while you're already doing one or something, or is it a choice between two things? Because I get a duality or something coming up with two around you.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like that's a big thing right now for me.
What, trying to figure out exactly what to pick?
Well, so I'm writing a book, and there's so much inside me. I've been in the personal growth industry for over a decade, and it's here. I have this book. I want to teach and heal, and I really let go of everything in this moment to move through it, to shift. And but it's just feeling so squiggly right now. So.
Well, that's okay. You might feel like you're working without a net, but actually in the book that I wrote, the Book of Transformation, I think it's chapter 6 or 7, how I put healers and light workers. That's going to be the most called upon profession. So many people I've talked to over the past year have walked away from traditional 9-to-5 jobs, taken a Reiki course, and have opened up successful practices. They'll find a spa that does maybe massage and facials, and then all of a sudden they're offering Reiki, and people are just flocking to them. So you don't be discouraged, because sometimes you might think it's not going to happen, and the next thing you know, it's a whirlwind. But you're going to start to feel your power. Now, I don't know why I'm getting this date for you. Maybe it's a starting point for you, or it could be a significant date for you, but something around February 3rd.
Okay.
So just keep that date in mind. It could be significant. Could be a contact you make, something you start that day, or but I'm just feeling that for you. But you're on the right path, and when you and especially for a Capricorn to, I guess, readjust their relationship with the material world, because traditionally everybody always associated Capricorns with the planet Saturn and stability and the material world. So what it is, you're coming into your higher self, where you're surpassing the tradition of being, so grounded in the material world, and you're opening up more to the energies of your spiritual side. But I think healing work's amazing.
It's coming through, and that's the name of my book, by the way, The Light Worker.
See, that's great. I mean, get it out there. I really think you should get it out there.
I just got to finish it. I'm so stuck right now, though. But I appreciate your wisdom. Thank you.
Yeah, it's crazy when you get that writer's block. It's like you could stay up all night and type 2 words, and they don't make sense, But all of a sudden, know what to do? Know what I did, and this worked for me. We do have guides, and we do have energies and entities that want us to get the work out there. So, they won't impose themselves on us. They'll only help if you ask them to help. I used to ask my guides, where are you? Send me the information that I need, or tell me where to go look for it. And the next thing you know, boom, it would start to flow. And I've even had people ask me, did you channel some of that book? It's like, I might have. I don't know, because I amaze myself. Some of the things I read, it's like, wow, how things just kind of took a turn here and there, and it was just divine inspiration in some cases.
Yeah, definitely. I've channeled a lot of this book.
And books like this are going to be very necessary because so many people who are shifting don't know where to go, where to read about this, who to ask about it. So it's good to get the material out there.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. Okay, well, thank you.
Michael,
so just keep plugging away.
Maybe you'll have to come on to the Ask Sue show and tell us all about your book and how you started and everything.
Oh, I would love that.
That would be great.
It's a fun story.
Okay. Do you know what? I love to do things just literally straight off the cuff. So, are you free next Wednesday?
Yes, I host a meditation group in the evenings, but yes.
Okay. So, if we say 4 o'clock your time?
Pacific Standard Time?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
That would be, 1 o'clock Pacific time, right?
Ask me another. If I say 9 o'clock UK time.
That's 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. Pacific time, correct?
I believe so. We're 8 hours behind.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Well, I'll get your number, Michael. I'll give you a ring after the show, okay?
Okay, that sounds great. Thanks for the invitation.
It's quite all right. I'll speak to you later.
Okay, well, thanks again. Thanks for your help today.
Okay, cheers, Michael.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
So that's great. You know what? I mean, this guy could be on the bestseller list someday, and he could say, I got my start because of Sue. That's how things happen.
It's so funny because Howard, that was on the show before, when I first asked him to come on the show, he was so emotional about it. And I said, why are you getting like this? And he said to me, Sue, but I'm just an ordinary guy. And I went, well, what do you think I am? I'm just an ordinary lass. Do you know what I mean? And this is what it's all about. People, say things are for egos. For me, it's not for egos. It's for literally being able to stand with people and say, look what we've achieved.
Exactly. Really. And I got a good feeling about his book coming up, too.
Yes.
Going to do
so
something.
If everybody wants to remember that we spoke to Michael, who's going to be the author of The Light Worker, and he will be coming on the show next Wednesday, which I will just put Wednesday because I know what my brain's like. I'll forget. But yes, Michael, I will give you a ring straight after the show. But, it's just giving people that chance, and literally I love it because I'm actually giving people a bigger voice.
Yes. Not a lot of people wouldn't do that for anyone.
Exactly. Oh, me, I mean, I've got a big enough voice, but there's room to share. Right. Let's go to our next caller, and this is area code 561. Hi, how are you doing?
Hi, Sue. It's Kathy. How are you?
Oh, it's my mother. How are you doing? No, it's not really my mother, but I've adopted her.
You better believe you're my girl now. You better believe that. We may have an ocean between us, but there's love there. There's love. Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Well, I tell you, the strangest thing just happened when I dialed in. I have a lot of things going on in my life. She knows me very well. We speak several times a day. And let me say that, yes, this woman is definitely overworked because it'll be 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, my time, and I'm 5 hours behind, y'all, and behind Sue. And she's on the phone with me or on Facebook with me, so she rarely gets the sleep she needs. So
boy, Sue, you don't sleep, do you?
Let's work on her, Lisa. We need to get her well rested so she stays healthy.
Exactly.
Seriously,
I can feel it telling off tonight.
Seriously, when I sat down and I connected with y'all, I was on hold and I was listening. I had this overwhelming sense of oh, here it comes again. It was just like my eyes teared up. I don't know what is happening. And I've had a good day, but I think there's just so much stuff going on. And Sue knows that I'm carrying a lot inside that I just don't I just don't release to people. My birthday, Lisa, is July 22nd, 1956.
Okay, so you're a cusp birthday. You're on that cusp of Cancer and Leo.
I sure am.
Yes, yeah, that's a powerful birthday. You're 22.
Yeah.
You know, that's a powerful number, 22. So you really, are you in touch with your creativity though?
Yes, I am. What I do for work is creativity. I'm a writer and graphic designer.
Yeah, because it's like a lot of creativity I pick up around you, like a whole lot of it, you know. And you know what though, it's like you're straightened out though. You kind of know who you are. I feel you know who you are. And what was significant around 06 and 08 in that time frame right there? You might have gone through a lot of adjustments then, or maybe you were ahead of the game with people.
Wow. Wow. It's very interesting that you mentioned that, because today is the 7-year anniversary of when I walked out of the home I was living in with a man I was about to marry, and he almost killed me.
Oh, so, wow.
Yeah, December 5th, 2005. And those years, 2006, 2008, 2006 was was a year full of changes for me, and I mean extreme changes from one end of the spectrum to the other. 2008, I had cancer surgery.
Wow. So behind that cancer, that could have been a vibration. The negativity might have just kicked that in. If you were in a negative relationship, you know, cancer is a vibration. I learned in Reiki, we all have cancer cells in us because they're just cells that don't form the way like other cells do. Not everything is exactly the same. But when you're under a lot of stress and you have these emotional triggers, you could set this off in yourself. So it was like you, in order to save yourself, you had to get out of that relationship, work on yourself, and get back on track with who you are. But you caught up quickly. It's like you didn't, backtrack. You really made a lot of adjustments. You're a strong person.
But I haven't caught up with who I am. I'm not where I want to be.
Kathy, just get yourself together a minute, right? Just give yourself a minute. I just want to say to everybody, Kathy is an amazing lady, okay? And she does so much to everybody. And me and her have spoken. There's been times when I've been upset, like I said to you, Lisa, I feel like me and Kathy and Sean, or Max as everybody knows him, we have put so much energy out at the minute. And I think it's all catching up with all three of us. But it's also that we've opened all I can explain is because of the energy that we've got between the three of us, it's opened each of us up.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
That's good.
I agree.
Kathy is feeling so much. Honestly, I haven't even touched the icing with her. I know I haven't, but I've spoken to her, and the things that she tells me and the things that she's been through, she deserves an award. And I tell you what, there's loads of people that I respect, and there's loads of people that I think, they've been through the mill. But I tell you what, this woman smiles even when the inside is breaking. And
that's why I picked up like a strength, yeah.
She's just, honestly, she is amazing. But, Kathy, you just need, she's always telling me, Lisa, she needs to take this back seat, but I need to sit back and have a rest. Excuse me, look into the mirror and say it again.
Well, I'm the kind of person I never want to dump my garbage on someone else's day because everybody's got their issues. And I don't want to ever – I love the people I have in my life. And like Sue and Bill and Max, a.k.a. Sean, a.k.a. Max, and my other close friends are my family, and they're in my life because they want to be in my life, and I want to be in theirs, and that's such an honor. December holds for me, Lisa, a lot of sadness. Today starts it because it does bring back a lot of memories. December 8th was my mother's birthday. She died December 12th when I was 11 years old. Oh. December 23rd was a surgery that my father had in 1991 that left him a quadriplegic and comatose, and I had to put him in a nursing facility. So December for me is a very difficult month, and I think psychologically about mid-November, I start bucking up myself, bucking up my strength, and putting up that wall and saying, okay, kiddo, we're going to get through it this year, and we're not going to be emotional, and we're not going to cry, and we're going to put that baggage in the closet, and we're not going to take it out and go through it and sort through it every day. We're just going to put it back there. So I'm internalizing things that really I don't think I need to be internalizing. I think
maybe you can just release it. Because as we shift into this whole different paradigm, we realize, okay, we do, myself included, we hold on to a lot of memories and emotions. Get a good massage because muscle holds memory, and when you get those muscles worked out and somebody pushes in on it, it releases a lot of that energy that's blocking things because we've all gone through like some losses or some times, and it's difficult. But the one thing we have is a good support group or good friends and people to help us through it, and it's so hard to try to just let go and move past things. So instead of like looking at it as a certain time, because when you contain it in a certain time, that means you're holding it there and you're holding all this emotion. So what you have to do is just see it. It was like, an experience. Honor it for what it was and try to move past it. It's hard. But you're on your path, and one thing you do know is you have people on the other side that. Of the veil that really do work along with you. And it's a good thing you got out of that relationship. It would have stifled you. You're meant to do greater things. Between now and the time of you being 62, you're going to do something very significant.
Wow.
This is like it's like working towards something over the next few years, and by the time you're 62, and 62 is the new 40, right? Because when you're in a higher state of Did you ever see the Buddhist monks, how they can be 90 years old, but they look like they're 40, their skin's nice and tight, and they're all smiling? Because they're at peace with themselves. And when you're at peace with yourself, you start to, it's the youth and vitality gene that we all have gets activated. It's part of a dormant code in our DNA. And we stress ourselves out over, a lot of people, money, because we either have too much and we have problems because of it, or we don't have enough and we have problems because of it. Then that affects our health, because as soon as you stress yourself, your vitality goes down, you get sick. So the thing is, like, it's so hard, but we just have to wake up every day and be glad that we can breathe. We do something.
Honestly, every single morning when I wake up, the first thing I do is give thanks for a new day. And I always give thanks because I've been blessed in so many different ways in my life, and I'm a very humble person. I realize that I am put here for a reason, and I do know that there is something special that I am meant to do, and I know that's why I'm still alive, because by anybody's standards, I should have been dead a long time ago, and I'm still here, and I just do give thanks every single day. I don't ask for much. I walked away from everything, as I told Sue, with my car, $14 in cash, half a tank of gas, and my cat, and all I could put in my car. And when you're 49 years old, that's a real tough thing to do. But I'm still waking up every day, and I'm still breathing. One last thing, because I know you've got a lot of folks that want to call in. I've really shut my heart down, Lisa. Is that ever going to open up for me? Because I'm so focused on it, and I'm so not focused, but I'm conscious of it. And all my friends want me to be with someone, and all my life I have been. All my life I've been in a relationship, because I do believe you were talking earlier about finding that soulmate or finding that person, and the power of two make that one power. Right. I used to always tell my ex that he and I were a circle of two, like the wagon trains in the Wild West used to get in a circle and protect all the ones inside the circle. He and I would get back to back and lock elbows, and we were a circle of two, that we had the power of one. And that's just, I miss that other half. I miss that someone special in my life.
You know what I feel? It's not that your heart chakra is closed. I don't feel that's closed. I feel that maybe it's more like your root chakra, because it's like you need to feel grounded, and then more like trust issues. You don't trust that you could give so much of yourself and then not have anybody respect that you gave that, or just appreciate you for who you are. So it's not that you don't have the ability to love or find that loving relationship. You just need to find the right person that you can trust with that love. It's more like a trust issue.
It would have to be a damn special person to get past me to hurt her.
We'll get a baseball bat.
As soon as interviewing all applicants, they have to go through her first.
There you go. We'll have this Ask Sue dating service. That'll be big.
Hey, I've got that already. I've got a dating thing on Facebook.
Well, give her another project, Lisa. She won't sleep at all. Okay?
Oh no.
I've
She
already
makes some
got
good
the dating
matches,
group.
though.
She has some wonderful ideas, and she's a wonderful lady, and I'm so blessed and honored to have her in my life. And, Lisa, thank you for all the help you've given me today. Sue, as always, thank you so much for bringing people to your show that really change our lives and have an impact on us. I was baking an apple pie when I talked to Sue right before the show, and I got so engrossed at the beginning of the show, I forgot to put the butter in the pie before I put the top crust on. Yeah.
It'll still be
my
good.
Pie, if my pie is a flop, Sue, I'm blaming you, okay? But seriously, I love you, Sue. Lisa,
Thanks
I
for
love
calling.
your book. I
Thank
love
you.
your book. Bless you. Bye-bye. Hey, y'all have a good day.
Bye.
Big hugs, love.
Big hugs to you, darling. Bye-bye, honey.
Job. Bye-bye.
She's a lot of fun.
Oh, she's just a star. An
So you connect with
absolute
people
star.
all over. Now, she's in the States, correct? Right.
Yes. Now, can I just say something?
Yes.
I've just got to do a bit of a whoop whoop. I've got to say hello to Kathy is Kablamski. I'm not sure how she says it, but if she wants to call in, she's actually in New Zealand and she's in the chat room.
Wow, New Zealand.
So we've touched Germany, America, Australia, the UK, and now New Zealand.
Wow.
Well, if that's not something to celebrate, I don't know what
There you
is.
go, Stu. You're all
and
over
not
the
forgetting
globe.
Ireland, of course, as well.
That's
Fantastic.
amazing. That's amazing, the way you connect with everyone.
I just love it. This is, do you know what? I don't think I've ever found my forte until I found the Ask Sue show, because I just love it. I've met so many different people and so many walks of life, so many people with different problems, and we've tried to help, and some people we've fetched together with other people, and I think
we need to get you out there more, though, make it more prominent, more visible.
Yes, yeah. Well, at the moment, I'm currently trying to download the Ask Sue shows off Blog Talk Radio and get them onto YouTube.
That would
my
be
life.
That would be great. How about a TV station?
Oh, my goodness, don't. But the thing is, though, very quickly, I can feel a little rant, just a tiny little rant before we go on to the next call. The trouble is that people don't realise I am Ask Sue, a personal person who's literally got 4 children, 3. I've got my partner Bill. I've got 3 dogs, 16 cats, 5 rabbits, 2 chickens, a tarantula, a snake, and never mind the Ask Sue show, numerous groups, a Shropshire Spiritual Centre, which I'm running as well, and that's just the everyday occurrence.
No wonder you don't sleep.
But the thing is, I want to do everything, but financially, I've said this to people so often, it will never be my heart that shuts down the Ask Sue show. It will be my purse that does it.
Right, yeah.
And I can't do this all on my own. I've never lied to people. I've always told people exactly who I am, what I'm about. Anybody can ask me anything about me, about how I am personally. I did a show about my depression, the fact that I'd lost my daughter, which is coming up this month, which will be 16 years ago, and all these different things. I've never hid who I am.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And I just said to people, and I've done a chip in, and I've said to people, I financially can't do this all on my own.
No, you're being very real.
I could go and work in a store, like Howard said. I could go and work in a store and do 12-hour shifts, still come home and have more time at home with my children, fetch more money home, and actually be able to donate to a shelter, to a rescue, to an abuse case or whatever, and still have money in my pocket.
Oh, yeah. But what you do is we need to get it out there more, though. You do have a great show. You have great advertising.
Well, Lisa, if I get out there, darling, you will come in on the first show with me, all right?
I'm going to try to get you out there, though.
Oh, yes. What with Kathy and Sean and Bill and, of course, the kids, all of them will all be on my first show without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, you really
Definitely.
should be out there. It's people like you because you are real. You're not pretentious, and you're real, and people can relate to you because we all have the same problems. We don't have some big, plush life, and we all know what it's like to have to work for a living. Some people think, oh, well, you wrote 2 books, you must have this great life. No, every night I'm doing my sessions and I'm working, and if books don't make a lot of money like they used to back in the day because, you're in competition now with the digital media, and if you want to look something up, you can just go on the internet and look it up, so you don't really have to buy a book anymore, so it's not what it once was, and it's hard. And people like your show, Sue, because like I said, we can all relate. We're all in it together. We know what it's like to be a real person. With real things going on in our life, and we worry about our kids and our pets and our family, and it's a very relatable type of show, and that's what makes the reality shows, they're popular now because people can relate.
Exactly.
They don't feel so alone.
Yeah. And I've always just tried to be, I've done shows of all different things, from depression to psychics to animals to, a bit of everything. We've done about all sorts, do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And even covered the Lennox story, it was just a bit of everything, and that's why I love it. It's just helping those people. When we go to the phone lines, we never know what we're going to catch up with on the next call. Like we've just been speaking to Michael. We're going to have him on the show. We spoke to Kathy. Kathy's an amazing lady. There's so many people from so many different walks of life, and you just never know who's going to be on that next phone call or the next show or anything.
There's all kinds of things that happen. Now, listen to this. This was all just since this past week. Today's only Wednesday, so let's say Monday, Tuesday, and even this morning. I've had few people call and ask me, they said, what's going on in the stars? Because I was sitting in my car, just sitting there, and somebody hit my car. Somebody else said they were in a restaurant, and they looked out their window, and somebody hit their car. Somebody else had their car parked. It got hit. They're like, it's not a Mercury retrograde. Why is everybody's car getting hit? I said, wait, I got one better. I was in a parking lot, and I was looking in my purse for something before I got out of the car, and I thought, boom, somebody hit my car. So, isn't it crazy? We could do a whole show about people who were just sitting in their car and got hit. Everybody has real things that happen to them. And they're like little things, but sometimes you don't want to feel all alone. Like, why me? Why does this happen to me? Because it happens to everybody.
Yep. And shall I tell you something really funny, you saying that?
Yeah.
There was a woman, we live on a back road. It's literally a mile from the nearest village where we live. And just down the road a little bit, this morning, a woman had a car accident. She slipped on the ice. The car went into a tree. She was rushed taken by ambulance to hospital, and apparently she's on the earth and knee. She'll be back today. And the car is in the front garden. I actually went out to the car because they were trying to tow it. And I said, listen, if you want to leave the car on the front, it's fine. You can leave it on my drive for a few days or a week, whatever. And they said, oh, but, we need to get it from here. We won't leave it long. And I said, listen, I'm more concerned that how's your girlfriend who was in the car? And they said, oh, she'll be out this afternoon. I said, listen, forget the car, put it on the drive, go and sort out the girlfriend, and come back to me when you're all sorted. The drive's not moving. It's not going to get smaller. Just leave it there. It's fine. And the car is actually on the front drive.
See, that's great. Everybody's having a car thing. What is it? It's like just, the people I talk to are all in different states. There it is over there in the UK. Everybody's having it's a thing with cars, right? But we can all kind of relate to dealing with it. And that's it. And even though it's something trivial like that, imagine when it's a big thing and we all have to band together, something we all deal with.
Yes.
And it's when you can connect on the little things, you can connect with the big things too. It's teaching us. It's like how we're learning to connect. And to recognize that we can help other people and not be aggravated. Sitting there, I'm in my car, I could have got out and been aggravated, like, oh, why don't you watch where you're going? Instead, it was an old man. He was in his 80s, and I said, calm down. It's no big deal. Go have a nice day. He didn't do anything,
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's go back to the phone lines because we never know who we're going to find next. So I'm going to go to area code 352, who has been sitting there very patiently. Hi, how are you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
I'm okay, thank you. Who are we speaking to?
My name is Andrea.
Hi, how are you doing? Have you got a question for Lisa, or do you want to give your date of birth?
My date of birth. I've been having a terrible time, like a really terrible time. I just broke down and cried yesterday. I feel like I'm just at my end. Like there's no good coming in my life.
Okay,
so
what's your date of birth then? Let's get some good in your life then. What's your date of birth?
November 12th, 1982.
November 12th?
Yes, ma'am, 1982.
Okay. November 12th. Okay, well, there was a solar eclipse. That was about 3 weeks ago, and that really got Scorpios and Tauruses felt that one a little bit. What is this centered around? Like you feel somebody whipped the rug out from you financially or something a little bit with a financial issue?
Mhm.
You know, worrying, it can just be I don't know why, I'm getting something with cheating. Did somebody cheat you out of money, or did somebody just, pull the wool over your eyes somehow?
Yeah, somebody did cheat me out of money.
Okay. So what you have to realize is, even though it's a tough thing to deal with as you're going through it, the laws of karma still apply. What goes around does come around. And even though you feel like you're left in a bad situation right now, or you just don't know where to turn or what to do next, as soon as you chill out and you get your own energy level, all of a sudden things are going to start to fall into place for you. And I know it sounds crazy, but it does happen. But when you're frazzled, nothing can make a connection. Imagine a wire. When a wire's shorting out, you don't want to plug it in because it's not going to make the right connection. So as soon as you calm down and you get your energy level, then you start to connect in with who you know, what you need to know, and the information that you need that's going to get everything back on track for you. The person who did this to you, anything that's ill-gotten is never long-lasting. So don't even look at that anymore. Just focus on what you have to do to get yourself okay. You're going to be okay. It's going to take a few months, but I think by April or May, you're going to find yourself in a much different position than you're in right now. Seriously.
Okay.
What happened to you?
Well, what happened to me is it's just right now with my boyfriend. I don't want to blame it solely on him. I mean, he worked so hard, and it's like I've been trying to keep a positive attitude, but just all of a sudden, all this happening, and everything that's been happening, I just broke down and cried yesterday. Like, I'm just like, what's the sense of being positive and there's no outcome, Mm-hmm. I did have a friend, and she did, I don't know if that's what you've seen. My friend, she was supposed to be my friend, and she took money from us. Oh. But also my kid's father, he's supposed to be paying child support, but he's not paying child support. And I feel like, he should help. He's a part of Jeremiah's life, and that will help us out a lot. And it's a lot on Chris, my boyfriend now, because he's came into his life when he was 1, and he sacrificed a lot.
Right.
And, I just feel like he should be helping, and that would help us a little bit. And I try to stay positive for him, and like I say, he works a lot, and he's like, I work a lot, and then I have no money to show for it, and I feel so bad, and I'm on disability, and so I just, and we pay a lot in rent, but we have to have 3 bedrooms for our kids, and it's like, when can I stop paying rent? When can I actually buy a house and be in a house so that we can enjoy life? I mean, with renting, there's so many cons. There's not no pros. There's always cons. You can't paint your walls if you want. You can't put holes in the walls. And it's like my kid. I just want better for my kids. I want to have them to have a good Christmas. I want to be able to pay my bills. And I think if me and him can come together and try to get a house, maybe it'll be less money or
right.
less money in rent or mortgage / rent.
What
and
state
we
are you in?
Have Florida.
Okay. Because the reason I ask is, I don't know what I was picking up. Were you ever thinking of moving to a different state? Maybe not far,
Yes.
maybe a neighboring state. Because I'm picking up a move, but a move that you make would actually be better for you. You're not that far away. It's not like you're going to move cross country or anything, but I do feel like moving to a different state.
I've been thinking that. Yes, I have been thinking that for a long time now. But do you think this is selfish though? Okay, like my boyfriend now, he's working, but he doesn't want to move. But I'm kind of like, I want to move, and I think it's because his family's here. I don't know, but
when's your boyfriend's birthday?
March 9th, 1987.
Okay, so he's a Pisces, right? And you're a Scorpio?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So together, you can Pisces. They're very magical. They're ruled by Neptune, the imagination, and Scorpios. Once they set their mind to something, there's no stopping them. So together, you can. I feel with Saturn in your sign now too, you're going to be taking on more responsibility, but sometimes that's okay. More responsibility means that you're going to have the means to do it. You're going to have the means to do it. I just get something, another state. It has a different energy for you. Things start to work out better, and it's when you make that shift, everything will fall into place for you too. And he probably, like you said, his family, he doesn't want to move because of them. I didn't think you're going to move that far, though.
No, I don't want to move that far. I just want us to be on a mutual ground because I have been told that we need to not be together, and he's pretty good for the most part, and that's the thing that is like, I understand that I shouldn't listen, but I don't know, I'm just frazzled in all different departments.
See, that's what you got to do. You got to get your energy focused. What you do, just try to clear your mind of what you think are problems. Just clear out at night, even if it means soaking in a bath with some sea salt just to get your energy going, or wash your hands with some sea salt. It'll take some of that negativity away, and just try to really lay back at night, as hard as it may seem, and even if it's only for 15 minutes before you go to bed, visualize. Start to visualize and create. See yourself with what you want. And don't be afraid that you're being greedy or you're making it too grand. See what you want, because when you see what you want, that's what you manifest. Right now you're focusing a lot on your problems and, that you can't do things in the apartment, like hang things on the wall. So by focusing on that, you're reinforcing that, and you keep on recreating that over and over every day, and it gets stronger and stronger. So instead, start to focus more on what you want, on what you like instead of what you don't like, and it will come about. Scorpios have a very powerful mind. I've rarely met a Scorpio who could not achieve what they wanted to achieve, honestly. Just try it, and that really works. Like I said, when you're all frazzled, you're not going to make the right connections. It's just try to take that time each night, just calm yourself down, and really, the sea salt, wash your hands with some sea salt, or even if you throw a little sea salt in a bathtub, a salt bath really does wonders for negating any negative energy that you may have.
Do you see me, when I move, do you see me in our own place? Do you see me happy? Is it I'm not working right now. Is it something that I'm going to be actually doing?
Yeah, I see. I see you moving to. I got a different state, and I see you moving, and it looks like it's a small house. It's not real big. I'm not getting a real big place, but it's. I'm getting it's like either a white garage door or a white front door, or a white trim on the house. I can see that place. I can see that place, and it may need some repairs. Nothing that's unbearable, but it's something that you can make into your own and improve upon. And your child's father, he's going to bounce back and forth, and I don't know how reliable he's going to be with money. He does it when he feels like it.
And that is so true. Like, he comes get him for the summer, and he's like, "Oh, I'm a father," and then he's like, gone. He don't call him for his birthday. He don't say happy birthday, kiss my butt, nothing, you know. And I don't say much to Jeremiah. He's gonna figure out on his own.
Oh yeah, he'll say it.
But
Definitely.
Chris has been a really good father to Jeremiah. He has sacrificed a lot. He pawned in things so they can have things. You know, he's a really good father. He spends time with them, and I truly can see myself with him.
Good, and you keep on saying that and put the positive energy in there. You know, don't let anybody work at tearing it apart. You just work on keeping it together.
Definitely.
Right. So if we work on it, it'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Just don't listen to any of the negative buzz, and you stay focused on your goals.
Okay.
Definitely.
Don't be distracted by the negativity. Just keep on moving forward. You know, every time you look behind to either dwell on a bad memory or what somebody said, you lose ground. So the thing is, you just keep on moving forward, and that's how you reach your goal a lot quicker.
And the thing is, if you're looking behind you, that obviously means that it's behind you. So it's time to not look back anymore. Just look forward. And as a mum of 4 kids, and they've got 2 separate dads. The 3 youngest ones got a separate dad, and I know what it's like with all these dad trouble. But trust me, the kids awaken on their own.
That's so true.
You don't need to say, "Oh, he's this, he's that, or the other." They will wake up on their own accord, and kids are very susceptible. They pick up more than you actually think.
Oh yeah.
Do you see my kids being okay here? I mean, like, as far as I know, my oldest son, he has learning disabilities, and I'm worried about him as well. I don't want him to be held back again.
How old is he?
He's 10.
He's 10?
Mhm.
With the attention deficit disorder?
Yes.
Where do they have him on Ritalin?
Well, that's the thing. I stopped during the summer, and he started school, and the teacher told me, you know, he has all these, he has problems keeping up and things like that. So I tried the medicine, and what happened was he said he was shaking during a test, and I got scared, so I pulled him out. But his teacher said maybe if you could try it over the weekend, and then that way during Monday he'll be fine. And his doctor is pretty good, and he said that maybe if you just hold off the shakes, it's not going to kill him. So he's very his doctor is very really doctor.
You know what? It's a shame. Sometimes when teachers don't want to deal with a kid, they want you to medicate them because it makes their job easier. You know. There's just so many kids, Sue, don't you agree, that are put on Ritalin and put on different medications? Maybe
totally agree.
They learn differently. Not everybody learns the same way. Maybe he's more creative. Maybe he's better with his hands. He can build things. And instead of recognizing where his strong points are, they just want to throw him into a classroom and hope that he keeps up with the kid next to him.
Yep.
You know,
I agree with that totally.
Mm-hmm.
My youngest daughter can't put the things on the paper, but she's got it all up there, and she's got, I would say, an old head on the shoulders. And she can actually act older than the others at times.
Right. She has other abilities, you know.
Yeah.
And
do you not find that, Andrea, that they've got other abilities? They might not be able to get it down on the paper, or they may be struggling with some things, but don't you find that one's got more other abilities than they should have for their age?
Yes, I do. I get that.
Andrea, all I will say to you, that my aspect in this is, don't look at what's not quite up to scratch at the moment. Look at how good they are with the other things that they do. Everything else will catch up. We all catch up in life. You know, there's times when I was younger, I couldn't swim to save my life, but the person who couldn't write down on a piece of paper could actually swim nearly 3 miles.
And I was terrible in math. I used to feel so stupid in math class.
Yes. Do you mean, so all of us, we can't all be good at everything, although I try, but do you know what I mean? So don't look at what they're not so good at, look at what they are so good at.
And I wanted to add this, and I noticed before they held him back, he was having problems, and at the end, when I gave it to him, it helped him. From a mom to a mom, it really helped him. And then I stopped it during the summer, and then I didn't put him back on, and I did notice it. But when he's on it, he's more focused. He's more attentive. He's not like.
Do you know what, Andrea? All I'm going to say. Sorry, Lisa, but all I'm going to say to you, Andrea, is you don't need a psychic. You don't need an Ask Sue. As a mum, you know.
Mhm. You're right.
Mhm.
You just know. If you feel that your son or your daughter was better on that than off it, you're answering your own questions. You don't need anybody to tell you anything.
Right.
Don't ever question yourself as a mum.
Yeah, everybody knows their own kids and what's best for them, instinctively.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, my daughter,
Andrea,
I'm sorry. My daughter, she's really gifted, but they won't test her. And that's what I really want them to do, because I think she's bored, honestly.
All I'll say to that, Andrea, is just give her more to do then. Give her harder books. Try her out. See.
Right.
You're right, Sarah.
Right.
You know what I mean? If people aren't going to do it, that just means that you just need a bigger help sometimes to be able to show your kids that they can actually do more. Sometimes they'll just be bored and they'll think, stuff, I can't be bothered. But if you give them something hard and they can do it, push them all the more. You've got all the answers yourself, Andrea. Me personally, I feel that you've had your confidence knocked, but don't let it knock you as a mother, okay?
Yes.
If you want to add me after the show and Lisa on Facebook, by all means. I don't know if you're in the chat room, but I can put our links in there for you.
Yes, I am in the chat room.
Okay, I'll put the links to mine and Lisa's Facebook for you, and we'll talk to you after the show.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, cheers, Andrea. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Cheers. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Right, I'm going to go very quickly because we've got two people away. Oh, no, we haven't. We've got one person that's waiting on the line. Oh, have we got two? Hold on a minute. Let me go to area code 415. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Enjoying listening to you ladies and how much you really pour out love to every caller is wonderful.
Oh, thank you very much. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from San Francisco area. My first time calling into your show. And my birthday is coming up, and I always find that a lot of changes happen around my birthday. And my birthday is January 15th, and my question is a love question. And so I just wanted to ask Sue what she sees in terms of moving forward for myself and a gentleman that I know.
When's his birthday?
December 19th. That's coming up.
Right. So he's the last day of Sagittarius almost, right?
Yes.
And you're a full-fledged Capricorn.
Yes. Libra rising.
Okay. Oh, wow. So, all right, Libra rising. So you've had Saturn on your ascendant for 2 years, and him being a Sag, he's had the eclipses. So I guess the past couple of years have been what brought you to this point now about moving forward, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what I feel for him is you guys are going to stay on the path. You're going to be okay. But I'm looking at like somewhere like maybe the third week in May for a real big significant change to come about, like moving forward. What happened? I mean, like he's enthusiastic and everything's good, but something took the wind out of his sails for a little while. Does he?
Yes.
Does
yes,
he
it did. Yeah, there were some family matters. Yes.
You know, and then I mean that's going to be okay. It's going to right itself again. But I really just Capricorns, I know two of my children are Capricorns, well, adult children. And
Lucky
I know
you.
they want to know, like, they want the facts, like
yes.
They want it black and white, not like it might not be. So what I would tell you is, like, it is going to rectify itself. Whatever he's kind of flipped him a little bit, he's going to get himself back on track. You stay the course, and usually Capricorns do. If the goat goes up the mountain, they never take any steps back. They'll hold steady, but they'll continue to climb up, not go back down. So just stay the course. What were you getting a little frustrated with the situation sometimes, and you just don't know what you want to do?
Well, I've actually been in school, so I've been very focused on that. So I, haven't had it's hard to have a lot of distractions when you're in school, and also when you're, a perfectionist or Capricorn. So, I'll graduate. I'm still going to take courses next semester, but I'm going to graduate. I'm actually thinking about maybe even taking a Reiki course, to be honest with you. But he lives. We have a long-distance relationship, so it's been more of my interest, since I am going to slow down with school, to say, there's a space, so let's make it happen, basically.
Right. When I was picking up around that third week in May, is that when you're should be all done school, or is that when you were planning
You know
to
what?
get together?
Actually, yes, because that's when I graduate.
Good. So just take the next few months, as we know we're in fast time, so it'll go by in the blink of an eye, just to stay focused and finish up what you want to finish up. I don't feel that he's going to go away. I just feel that every now and then he just needs to kind of be knocked back on track a little bit. He's just had something distracting going on. He'll be okay.
He'll be okay.
Yeah, and if you take a Reiki course, you'll love it. It opened me up. It was one of the best things I ever did.
Did it?
Oh, my God, did it ever. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Excellent.
And you went through all the levels.
I'm sorry, what's that?
You went through all the levels.
Oh, no, I still have to go through level 3.
Okay. All right. And so do you see him coming this way, or am I going that way?
Gone very quiet.
Oh.
Lisa, you still
Hello?
there?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if you heard my. I asked if she saw him coming. Lisa saw him coming this way, or me going that way. Are you okay, Lisa?
Well, I'm fighting off a cold, and I get a coughing fit every now and then. I was trying to hold that cough in for about 15 minutes.
Oh, no.
I'll be okay. The cough medicine's wearing off, so I figured, Sue, you could take this one.
A glass of water might help. Oh.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, I'm going to hold that cough in,
What I feel is like, sorry, Lisa, go on.
I think he'll come your way. I think he'll come your way.
Okay. Do you see him bringing his young son?
That's what's been holding him back, as far as making the move.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about the kid.
Okay.
What do you get, Sue? What do you think?
Oh, I'm just totally relaxed listening to you. I'm not even switched on or anything. I'm just sat here just loving it. I'm honest. But listen, just to let everybody know, obviously we've got one call I need to go to before the end of the show, but also just to let everybody know, I will be putting the links onto the Ask Sue Show group on Facebook for all the links to Lisa and obviously to myself. So if anybody wants to get in touch with us after the show, by all means, that's fine. We will put the links into the chat room as well. So if anybody wants to contact after the show, that would be great. So is that okay for you then?
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay. Have a blessed evening.
Okay. Thanks very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes when kids are involved, it's hard when you have to make a decision because you have to think if it's going to disrupt their life or not,
That's the thing. I think sometimes with kids, it's just got to go with it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
There can be so many different reasons. There can be and sometimes things can. Yeah, when you do a reading, sometimes you can say it one way, but they pick it up the other, and it just needs that one little millimeter out that they read it wrong or something, and it can literally put a big, massive dampener on everything.
Yeah.
And
right.
Jim, I've got to just have a little rant, and this is what me and Max have been talking about. This is where it gets worrying when you get so many people on Facebook just doing free readings willy-nilly.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
There's just so much of it at the minute. It's just not good.
Well, what happens? You know what happens, Sue? Like in my first book, The Street Smart Psychic, some people, they'll get a reading, and if it's not quite the answer that they want, they'll get another one, and they'll rephrase the question until they get the answer they want. So what happens, it's like you're putting everything into the soup, and it's going to taste like hell. You have to, center yourself for reading, really prepare for a good session and get a good reading. Sometimes it's not good to get, multiple readings and know who your reader is. Make sure that they are grounded themselves, because if somebody's having a bad day or a bad life, they may interpret the energy wrong and give you the wrong, really scare you. I've had that happen to me with people who wanted to exchange readings with me. If you exchange with somebody who's not balanced, they can really cause some upsetment in your own life, because you start to, they'll say things that naturally play on your mind.
Exactly. Right, as they say, last but not least, one more for the road. Hi to area code 212. Welcome to the show.
Oh, hello. Thank you so much for taking my call. I've been really enjoying the show.
Excellent. Who are we speaking to?
Karen.
Hi, Karen. And whereabouts are you calling from?
New York.
Are you? Lovely.
I love New York.
Have you got a question?
Oh, yes. I was wondering what you see coming up for me, and in particular a meeting I have tomorrow and the issues surrounding that.
When's your birthday?
I'm hoping it's good news. My birthday, March 29, 1950.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm an oldie.
Not
21.
Actually, it's all right. You're going to be okay tomorrow at this meeting. You're going to be okay. Some changes have been put on hold, but whatever goes on at this meeting, you're going to feel much better about things, or you're going to feel more settled things by I'd say the 13th of the month, which is about a week away.
Okay, so do they have incorrect information, and I'll correct it, and then whatever potential problem is going to go? Is that it?
Yeah, what it is, something's been held up, or something, maybe not all the facts have been there, or something's been held up. So what I feel, even though you're having this meeting tomorrow, I don't feel that you feel good about things at least until the following week, around the 12th to 13th. Right.
Okay. This is also on the heels of a bigger problem that I was dealing with last year, and it really destroyed my whole year. And actually, I couldn't deal with the stress, so I allowed it to. And anyway, do you see this as part of that bigger problem? Is there a way for that to go away?
What is it? A legal problem?
Actually, it's about disability money.
Disability money? So
yeah.
I guess in a way, it is kind of like a legal type of a thing, right?
Oh, yeah, I guess you would call it that then.
Yeah, what it is. It's just some type of. When I keep on picking up around it, when I get it, it's like something confused or something that wasn't not that it wasn't presented correctly, but somebody's misinterpreting something. So even though you're having this meeting tomorrow, something comes about a week later. Are they supposed to give you a decision a week later, or is this meeting tomorrow supposed to give you the answer right then and there?
Well, I thought that we had come to an agreement, and they claimed that I had too much money, and I think it was bank screw-ups, but I couldn't, ultimately couldn't prove all of it, and I gave up last year. But now this is a new meeting, so I kind of think it's something new they want to, because now they're watching me. And I think, it's another stupid clerical error and it'll get straightened out. Of course, I'm hoping that it's related to the bigger issue and they'll decide to resolve it.
Yeah, because
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I was going to say, yeah, because I feel that whatever it is, it's probably going to be straightened out, but it may take them a week to get back to you. Maybe this is just fact-finding or asking you questions or just, to clarify something tomorrow.
Yeah, but do you get that it's anything about the big issue that I was dealing with from last year? Or this whole past year, actually?
I feel that it's all kind of interrelated. It's related somehow. But I do feel that before the year's up, which is the 31st,
right?
Something's going to be cleared up around this. Did they want you to pay something back? Is that it, or was there something?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's something that they maybe wanted you to pay back. But I feel that I don't know. I'm getting that it was some type of a mistake somehow. It's almost like not when I get tax or something, or maybe you got a tax return or a 1099. What happened? Did something kick it out, or?
I think it was timing of bank transactions, or.
Okay, because it's just something like they wanted something paid back, but it can be straightened out. All you have to do is sit down and go over everything, which you've probably done before, right? Very methodically.
Oh, I did all this. I was just hoping that maybe they were going to erase it.
I think you just have to explain yourself one more time, and then maybe we'll come to a better conclusion for you in about a week. Maybe you just have to explain something one more time, or give them one more bit of information that they think they need that you probably already gave them. But you know how it is, you give people the information and they throw it in their bin and they don't look at it for months and months and months, and something else goes on top of it, or,
Yeah.
Don't give up. Do not give up.
Well, I've been so disheartened about the whole situation, and I also always felt that somehow they screwed me, that I should have been on the better program, that there were glitches in the numbers they have for my work record. Do you see anything in that in my favor?
See, I think that's what I keep on picking up. Something else you have to sit down and literally show somebody something, when you show them.
Right.
And point it out, and then it will rectify everything for you. Are you dealing with a different person this time, or you don't know, or a new person?
Oh, I always get different people. I mean, sometimes they repeat, but it's, usually a group of 3 or 4 that they kind of, when I go to deal with this problem.
See, I feel you're dealing with a different person, or the different person's going to make a difference. Maybe somebody who's a little bit more intelligent and understands where you're coming from or what you're saying.
Right.
Don't give up.
Okay.
Do not give up. Aries don't give up. Now, do they? No. Don't give up.
Definitely not.
Well, I've been Aries in a big, deep depression, and I have a lot of moods. There's a part of me, I guess, the strength that keeps trying to bounce back, but I've been in a funk. I've been through a lot, and I basically feel like I lost my health, which is why I'm on this program. And
are you in Manhattan? Is that the area, or?
Yeah, Manhattan.
Yeah.
And I used to be in love with it, and it's not quite the same anymore. And I had tried an acting career, and that didn't work. And then I was involved with taking care of my grandmother until she passed. And then when that happened, I said, oh, well, I'm too old now, and, I don't look that good. And, so I didn't have the energy. Like I said, dealing with a lot of health issues, and I've been trying to heal myself, but I feel like I've actually gone around in circles. And this past week, with all the stress that they put me through, I got worse.
Probably felt like you couldn't breathe, right? Almost like.
Sorry?
Probably felt like you couldn't breathe.
Yes.
Karen, can I ask you, have you got problems with your eyes?
I guess so. I wear glasses. I have very bad nearsightedness and astigmatism. A few years ago, I developed a floater.
Right, it's okay.
I'm sorry?
Because I got something over my left eye all of a sudden, and I just felt like... Can I ask you, when you were filling out the forms, was there an error that they picked up that you put on there?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe you should check it.
I don't know why I'm saying it. I think you just need to go over again, okay? There is something that you're going to point out to them that hasn't been a purpose error by yourself. I think there's just been where you put, like, I don't know, I'm not saying that this is it, but, like, you meant to put a 6 and it was an 8 or something. I don't know, but I'm just saying what I got. It's just all of a sudden I've got this thing over my eye, and all of a sudden I was just seeing the numbers. So just have a quick check through before you go tomorrow.
Well, I got the chills when you said that, Sue. I can resonate, yeah.
So this is about the meeting tomorrow?
Yes.
Maybe you accidentally gave them wrong information.
I can't give you any more information than that, except that I just felt like there's something wrong with my left eye, and I just got this where I felt like I needed to check over again.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Just have a quick check over, Karen, before you go.
Okay, well, I didn't fill out any forms recently. They want me to bring in my bank statements from the...
Maybe the bank made a mistake.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Just, whatever it is, Karen, please just have a check over before you go tomorrow.
Okay, well, I was going to do that, yes. Anyway.
Okay. All right, well, listen, keep in touch with us and let us know how you get on.
Good luck.
Okay, well, thank you.
Okay then, Karen, thanks ever so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Thanks, bye-bye. Oh, do you know what? I don't know about you, Lisa, I feel like I've been around the world in 80 days.
Oh, my gosh, is the time up already?
Actually, you've got 4 minutes, but I want you to do a quick 2-minute, okay? For the 17th of January, 1981, and it's for my good friend and my well, I've adopted him as a brother, and he's Max, and he's your good friend Max in the chat room. So a very quick 2 minutes for 17th of January, 81.
Let me see real quick where Max's moon is. Let me see. We got my ephemeris right here. 1981, right?
Yep.
January 17th.
Yep.
Moon in Gemini. What do you guys like? Been around like many times as souls together too. Well, with that Moon in Gemini, that's definitely going to be something to do with communication.
We're good at that.
Yeah. Did Max move home yet, or is thinking of moving home? Making a move?
I keep telling him to move to the UK.
Okay, because like there could be something that comes up maybe within the next, let's see, 7 or 8 months, seriously considering making some type of a house move or a home move. Okay. But I get a lot of focus really on communication. That doesn't just have to be like radio show. That could be publishing, broadcasting, something media. Picking up like something with media around Max.
Okay.
Some type of
He's trying to move. He's put. I'm trying to move because he's actually did try to move once just recently. So
maybe it was the timing wasn't quite right. A little bit premature, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. The time wasn't quite right. I think 2013. That's going to facilitate a move, but it won't be a difficult move. It would be easy to make the move. Very easy to make. Why do I keep getting something like media around Max?
Well, I've already said to him that I wouldn't have any manager. He would be my manager. If I get further afield, I want him to be my manager.
You know what, Sue? I feel that you are going to do something more this year. Seriously. I feel that, you've laid the groundwork. Now it's going to be payday.
Oh, Max, did you hear what she said?
No, honestly, Sue, do not give up. I'm not going to let you give up. I mean, I'll let you sleep 2 hours a night, but you can't give up.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right, then I'll have 2.5. Okay.
Something is going to come about for you, seriously. You've really stayed the course. You're going to catch somebody's ear. But Max is going to be involved in media.
I hope so.
And at that January 17th birthday, they're good. They're persistent in business, and they're very, very good. They're shrewd business people. I knew quite a few people that had that birthday. And they were good.
Okay.
They have to stop questioning themselves, believe in themselves, that they get it done, too. And I don't know, real quick, I'm also picking up, I don't know why I get this around Max. If it's Max or if it's somebody close to Max, but somebody musical or something to do with music, either DJ or digital music or music, something with music, too. Could be some type of an affiliation or association also.
Okay. Well, he's actually always playing the guitar on the Skype to me, so that's quite funny.
Oh, there you go. Maybe, maybe that's going to do something also with the music.
Excellent. Well, listen, unfortunately, we're down to 60 seconds. So, Lisa, a massive, massive hug to you and loads of love. And so thank you very much for coming on the show today.
Sue. And let's stay in touch, and we're going to have a good 2013, and stuff's going to happen for you, and, everybody's going to cheer you on.
Oh, listen, a big cheer for, obviously, the one and only Lisa Barretta. I know everybody has absolutely loved this show tonight. Thank you very much to everybody in the chat room who supported Lisa. And please go and buy a book, join up with her website, join her on Facebook. We'll put all the links in the Ask Sue show. And please have all these good days. I know you're going to be very busy between now and all of these dates. So good luck to you, Lisa, and I'll speak to you very soon.
Yeah, and I'll send you some Facebook messages. We're going to keep in touch, and thank you.
Oh, definitely. Okay,
right.
Good night, Lisa.
All right, good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Not every business can afford an IT genius to save them from viruses or malware. That's why Business Premier from Vodafone includes SecureNet. It helps protect your mobile while you use the internet, apps, email, or download files. There's nothing to install. It's built into our network, which means your work is secure and at your fingertips. Search Business Premier to find out more. Vodafone. The future is exciting. Ready? Device must be connected to the Vodafone mobile network. For full details, visit vodafone.co.uk/terms/securenet.